Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Liam requests another chance from Hope, and Carter responds sharply. Hope queries Liam in Forrester's design office. He's unsure. He's simply wondering if it was worth it, considering everything they've been through, to live apart from each other. Hope giggles uneasily at the direction his thoughts are taking. That they're still friends, that they're still Beth's parents, Liam stutters. Is it ever her opinion that they gave up too soon? Hope informs him that it's becoming late. Does she have someone in her life, he wonders. Not yet, says Hope. Finn would never leave Steffi, Liam assures her. Not that she means Finn. I miss you, Liam blurts out. As Brooke watches from the door of the main office, Steffi begs Ridge to show Taylor a little more affection. You know what she means to me, he tells her, so he'll be there for Taylor no matter what. When Brooke arrives, she remarks, I couldn't help but overhear, and inquires as to if Taylor is okay. Ridge gets a call on his phone. Taylor is requesting that he visit the Cliff house. He nods and walks away. Is her mother okay? Steffi wonders. Yes, Ridge replies, but first he's going to see her. With a kiss, he walks out. Steffi is informed by Brooke that it's a little odd that her dad leaves the house as soon as her mother calls. Steffi doesn't find it odd at all. Is there something wrong with Taylor, wonders Brooke. Steffi is unsure. She was worrying to her father, and Brooke listened. Steffi encouraged her dad to express to her how much they need her in their lives because she wants her to stay. Taylor praises Ridge for stopping over at the Cliff house. Does she have any other symptoms, he queries. All she's struggling with is accepting the new diagnosis. While she doesn't want to dispute, Brooke informs Steffi in the main office that her relationship with her father is just as essential as her relationship with Finn. At family get-togethers, Steffi believes her relationship is receiving a lot of respect because her dad isn't being kissed. Brooke observes that she is pressuring Ridge to spend time with Taylor. She is noticing a trend with Taylor as well, as she keeps coming up with reasons to be with him. It is best if they both recognize she is the lady in his life as soon as possible. Ridge and Taylor debate the broken heart syndrome diagnosis at the Cliff home. Although she's happy that she's not dying, nevertheless Ridge believes that she should discuss this with her kids and be surrounded by family. She should give her children an opportunity to assist heal her since this is not lethal. Taylor is adamant that they keep this between them. Nobody, not even Brooke, can find out. Although he appears frustrated, Ridge tells Taylor he is there for her. Liam believes that staying together and making a different decision would have been better for Beth in the design office. Hope appears agitated. They lived with the belief that their daughter had passed away, Liam informs her. Nevertheless, they manage to say, do we really let that go? Do you really believe we needed to? Hope begs Liam to just say it. What brings you here? What question do you have? Liam says he wants to know if she plans to give it another go. Liam informs Hope that despite her obvious disarray, the good outweighs the bad. They were unique in some way. He says this because of who he is now, not because he is nostalgic. They've already started. They are pals and a family. What if, from there, they constructed something exquisite? While at the Cliff home, Taylor takes her meds and tells Ridge what they are supposed to do. Surgery is not an option for this. In a few weeks, Grace will undergo additional testing, and ideally, results will improve. Since there were no overt or unexpected pressures, she is curious as to what caused this. After placing a few calls, Ridge discovered someone who might be able to assist her in healing her wounded heart. Steffi tells Brooke at the main office that her mother asked for the same thing years ago. Brooke maintains that she must be respected. Steffi claims her daughter has no regard for others. Brooke assures her that Hope is sorry for what she did and that it won't happen again. They both concur that Hope has to find a new partner. Liam seems like he could be the man Brooke needs back in her life. Carter enters and frowns as she speaks. Taylor regrets at the Cliff House that she didn't challenge her first prognosis. Ridge gripes about her adding guilt to the list of problems. Taylor's heart has been hurting for years, and she can't deny it. She occasionally feels as though she doesn't know who she is. Here he says, right now. With relatives. They give hugs. Carter informs Brooke and Steffi that he heard them discussing Hope and Liam in the main office. He believes it would be good if she moved on from the past and found someone new. If she has confided in him, Steffi queries. She would confide in her first, Brooke believes. He's right, she thinks, regarding Liam's baggage, but they have a daughter together. Carter believes that his priorities should be hope for the future. He leaves. Carter muses as he walks down the hall, staring at the door leading to the design office. Liam tells Hope in the design office that he's been thinking about how happy Beth would be if they reunited. It's also about her identity, and the hardships she overcame. The years of back and forth between him and Steffi. It was a divided moment and a divided heart she had to accept. She had to find it challenging. Thank you for mentioning that, Hope nods. Hearing that from you is pleasing. But we've moved on, Liam. I hear you, Liam nods. It's okay, he assures her. She apologizes. Liam is aware that it may be asking for too much. He only wanted to express his feelings to her, and he's okay. We're doing fine. Carter opens the door, and they share a hug. Next on The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter withholds his developing relationship with Hope from Ridge and Brooke. Liam makes a startling proposition to Hope, and Taylor and Ridge have a heart-to-heart about sharing her illness. Hope opens her heart, Taylor explores broken heart. Hope, Carter, and Liam are feeling complicated passions. It was a dramatic 5 days in Los Angeles, and The Bold and the Beautiful recap for October 7th to 11th featured drama, hot kisses, walks down memory lane, and assignment in the 7 major chakras. Lee and Ridge bandied Taylor's opinion. Ridge pressed Lee for further information on broken heart pattern. He was veritably skeptical of the entire thing. He just couldn't understand how it was a thing. Lee assured him it was real. In fact, cardiomyopathy was its sanctioned name. Suddenly, Brooke intruded, and Lee and Ridge prevaricated about what they were talking about. After all, Taylor didn't want the kiddies or Brooke to know. After Lee left, Brooke confessed she knew Ridge and Lee weren't talking about family and that they were talking about Taylor. She admitted to being a little upset about Taylor's presence, especially since she loved Ridge so much. Ridge claimed that he loved Brooke, who made sure Ridge knew she was okay with Taylor being in city and in their lives. Away at Forrester, Zend was busy mentoring new FC intern Will when Liam arrived. Indeed, though Zend was going to conduct further intel to Will at fabulous LA hotspot Il Giardino, he got called down, and Liam went to lunch with Will rather. First, Liam couldn't believe Will was an intern at FC and not Spencer. Alternate, Liam turned their whole spin into a double date with 2 FC workers, acting as Will's wingman. Rather of Will unleashing a charm offense on Lainey, whom he always spotted around the office, Liam made them all look at filmland of his kiddies. He completely turned into a hot mess and raised instant red flags. Eventually, back at Forrester, Hope and Carter enough much flirted the entire occasion. The COO told Hope he reconfigured his early protrusions for HFTF, and there was a hint of light at the end of the layer. The figures may show enhancement. Emphasis on may. They both talked about how messy their connections were. Also, Hope asked Carter about his relationship status with Katie. He principally said he was musketeers without benefits. A quick restatement meant he was a veritably single man, which was what Hope was looking for. She wanted to be with someone she didn't have to partake. At the end of the occasion, Hope and Carter kissed. Finn and Steffi spent quality time together at their home, where they lolled in being happy. Plus, they disregarded about the way they met and the way Finn lately saved Steffi. The hubby and woman concluded that nothing or no bone would get in their way. Also, at Il Giardino's, Liam, an alleged wingman, continued to embarrass his family with 2 of the women who work in deals and marketing at Forrester. At one point, it was too important for them, so they snappily left. But not before Sheila appeared to look really cozy with Liam, which was weird, which is why he presumably asked for the check. As they awaited for the check, Will suggested Liam should tell Hope that he missed her. At first, Liam allowed. It was too soon, but he snappily warmed up to the idea. When Beth arrived at Il Giardino, they decided to get a pizza and head over to Forrester. Meanwhile, the discussion continued with Hope and Carter after that memorable kiss. Standing veritably near, they talked about all the ways they respected each other. He suggested that she isn't as lost as she thinks. That she could be in the midst of a revitalization of Feathers, which meant good effects were about to be. Latterly, Liam and Beth arrived and saluted Hope with pizza in hand. The triad snappily gave off family vibes, commodity Beth reflected on and loved. Unfortunately for Carter, he witnessed a happy triad laughing, so he made a reason for not sticking around. But before he walked down, he couldn't help but look at how happy they were. Did the expression on his face read covetousness? Read this, find out who from B&B made the list of characters who need to make a comeback ASAP. Brooke visits Eric, and they talk about Taylor being back. Eric loves that she returned because Steffi has her mama back, and they love each other so much. On the other hand, he also wanted to know how Brooke felt about Taylor's return. Brooke also reconfirmed that Taylor's presence didn't worry her. She's confident in her connection with Ridge and that they were meant to be from the veritably first time they saw each other. Of course, Eric had to mention that it didn't hurt that Brooke was incredibly beautiful. At Forrester Creations, Steffi noticed her pater was detracted, so that was the opening she demanded to talk about her mama. While she told her pater she wouldn't do the matchmaker thing again, she wanted to know why they weren't together. Also, she knew commodity was over with Taylor, and at first, she wanted to know if her pater knew what that could be. Steffi noticed that Taylor wasn't the same. That she'd been living with a broken heart for so long. She wanted her pater to keep an eye on Taylor. Indeed, though they weren't together, she demanded him. Brooke eavesdropped the last part of the discussion. Eventually, Carter intruded Hope, Liam, and Beth's pizza party. They were easily having a family moment, and Carter kept repeating how he felt he'd walked in on commodity he shouldn't have. Ultimately, Carter took Beth on his force run and gave Hope and Liam an occasion to talk. During their discussion, Liam and Hope talked about their history, including when Liam had to break the woeful news about Beth to her. They also talked about that emotional time he told her the good news that Beth was alive. Flashbacks played like they did for Finn and Steffi the day ahead. Liam demanded to know if they went through the times of the good and the bad to just let it go and end up piecemeal. At Forrester Creations, Steffi asked Ridge if he'd look after Taylor because she was upset about her. Brooke, who was wiretapping, took the occasion to eventually walk in and intrude the discussion. After Ridge left to go see Taylor, Brooke brazened Steffi about the discussion she eavesdropped. Brooke asked Steffi to please admire her relationship with Ridge. Steffi wished Hope had admired her relationship with Finn. Also, she reiterated that she wasn't about that matchmaking life. She was simply bothered. In the other office at FC, Hope and Liam continued their discussion. Liam tried to get Hope to see that perhaps they shouldn't have let go of their marriage so fluently. He also wanted to know if, in any realm of reality, she'd consider trying again. Suppose about Beth, he said. At Steffi's, Taylor and Ridge again talked about her broken heart pattern. She couldn't get over what this meant, indeed though, as a croaker. She knew all about BHS. She couldn't understand how this happened, still. After all, she hadn't really educated tragedy or a huge loss recently. That was each in the history. Ridge told her he would, of course, be there for her. But he also said he'd some figures of people that could help mend her broken heart. And the two hugged. While Brooke and Steffi started talking about the Hope situation, they decided that Hope demanded to find someone new. Or rather, perhaps the new could be someone old like Liam. Carter walked by and eavesdropped this discussion. He tried to put his 2 cents in but, eventually, decided to stay out of the assuming. Also, he went over to the other office, where he described Hope told Liam hugging. As Liam and Hope hugged after Hope let her ex-husband down readily, she spotted Carter, who didn't mean to intrude their moment. Liam explained he simply told his partner how he felt and looked at her when he said he'd always feel like that. Also, he and Beth left. Hope apologized and told Carter that she'd always supposed the world of Liam, but they weren't together for reasons. One of those reasons was Carter. As they stood close, the two kissed. Brooke went back to Eric's house, where she talked to him about Ridge spending a lot of time with Taylor. Indeed, though Taylor claimed she wasn't there to steal Ridge from her, Brooke couldn't help but suppose that's exactly what she was there to do. So, she made the decision to head out to Steffi's to pop in on Ridge and Taylor. At Steffi's, Ridge told the psychiatrist that he called someone to help mend her broken heart. It turned out to be a woman named Chandra, an expert on spiritual mending, chakras, and pensive yoga acts. Ridge assured Taylor he'd be with her throughout this disquisition. So he was all hers for the evening. Ridge didn't just call the woman. He knew the sways and outs of her craft. He reeled off the meaning of the 7 major chakras from the base of the chine to the top of the head, which impressed Taylor. And also, when sitting in an intimate mending disguise, who was outside espionage? Brooke, that's who.